Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Y'all, let's take a ride in the Wayback Machine. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by, and welcome to all of my new friends and to all of my new subscribers. Welcome back to all of my longtime friends and longtime subscribers. Thank you all so much for the wonderful ways in which you support me and my channel. I really do appreciate it. If you're new to paper crafting, you might never have done the craft that we're going to do today. This is one of those crafts that we used to do back in the day when we didn't have all the fancy papers and embellishments and all of that we have today. We pretty much made do with what we had. Whether it was wrapping paper, poster board, pretty pages from magazines, wallpaper clippings, whatever we had, we used it. And office supplies did not escape our crafty eyes. So long before decorative file folders, we used these plain old file folders. And as crafters, we use them to create beautiful projects. And that's what we're going to do today. These can be found anywhere. And you can buy bunches of them on the cheap. So if you don't have any in your paper crafting stash and you're growing that stash, this is something good to have, because I'm about to show you something oh so sweet, oh so special, and oh so stinking cute. So I'm going to flip to my overhead camera so that I can give you a closer look. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. All right, y'all, so here are our file folders, and these are just those plain old office file folders that we all had back in the day. Whether you worked in an office or you had papers you were storing at home, you probably had some of these in a drawer somewhere. And these measure 9.5 by 11.5, and we will be using most of it. We are going to cut some away, but we will be using most of it because we're going to do what we used to do back in the day. Now I'm using papers and embellishments that I didn't have back then, but the concept is pretty much the same. When you didn't have a flower, you found a flower paper and you cut that flower out. And then you found images to decorate. So this is a really inexpensive way of creating a beautiful trifold card cheaply. So when finished, this card is 3 5/8 by 8.5. It's a pretty nice sized card and it conveys beautiful messages. So here on the front, I used to cut apart in a sticker. That's just the front. Then when you open it like this, here is that trifold. So I kept all of my papers pretty much the same. I wanted to have it the same going across as well as the bottom. And then I decorated very simply with some stickers and some cut aparts. That's how super easy it is to take a file folder from this to this. Then I decided I would go ahead and just decorate the back side. I used to leave this blank, but since we have so many beautiful stickers and embellishments, I thought I would go ahead and just put messages throughout. But here in the front, we have 3 pockets. So we have a pocket here, and a pocket here. And we're able to tuck in cut aparts. You're able to tuck in some white paper that you've written a message on. This is a great way of sending a card to someone for any season, any reason, anyone. So once you made the card, y'all, this is mailable. So I created an envelope. I didn't really have any coordinating paper, so I picked something out that kind of sort of worked. And this is a text weight paper, and that's what I wanted for my envelope. So we're also going to make the envelope, but I really do want you guys to see how easy this is. So here is what I'm going to be using. So I have my plain office envelope that measures 9.5 by 11.5. If you have decorative envelopes, you can use those as well, but I thought I would go with the plain envelope so that we can really make it into what we want it to be. So now I'll be using some papers, and basically I had papers that I had started working with in this folder. So I pulled these out, and this one is 12 by 9.5. We will do some cuts to it. This one is 6 by 12. We'll also do some cuts to it. This one I think is 8.5 by 12. We'll be cutting that. And we're going to be using this for the envelope. So I have a full 12 by 12, but we will cut down to make the envelope. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to open the envelope and we're going to take it on the natural fold and we're going to position that natural fold at 3.5. So we're removing this part. Then we're going to take it and we're going to trim this to 8.5. So it's going to look like this. Now we can make our scores. So now we're going to open it on the 11.5 side. This one is actually 11 5/8. That's okay because part of this will be cut away. So we're going to score at 3 5/8, at 7 3/8, and at 10 7/8. So then we're going to fold and burnish all of our scores. And now we have this narrow strip here. We are going to remove it. So I'll go to the score mark and cut this way. And then I'll cut down to remove this piece. And then we're going to remove this piece. Now, if you aren't comfortable cutting this freehand, go ahead and place it in your trimmer. But we just want to get rid of this narrow flap right here. And now your piece is going to look like this. You can just train it to fold. All right, so now that we have our piece, we can go ahead and decide how we want to decorate it. I have already decided that I'm going to use these two patterns for the inside. So I am going to take this piece, and I know that this is 8.5 inches long, so I'm going to reduce it by 1/4, and we're going to make it 8 1/4. So I am just going to cut off some strips at 3 1/4. I need 3 of those. I'm sorry, y'all, I said 3 1/4. I mean 3 3/8. And we need 3 of those. And then we're just going to put these in like that. Now I want to go ahead and cut off the bottom pieces, and we know this is 3 1/2. So I'm going to reduce this by 1/4. And we're going to cut it to 3 1/4. Then we just cut out our 3 5/8 inch strips. And I'm going to take these scraps and I'm going to put them back in my little folder because I will be using more of these probably in another video. So now, y'all, all we have to do is take these pieces, and I'm just going to put mine down using tape. This really is a very easy and inexpensive little craft, and it's a great way to create a pick-me-up type card for anyone, or just a thinking of you card, birthday card. It has so many different uses because we have so many beautiful papers now that you can theme this however you like. And we'll place this one right here. Trying to get it straight. Let me go over that with my big old spatula. Then we're going to take these pieces and we put them here at the bottom. Nice little contrast. So I'll take this piece. We'll put it down like that. Take this piece. Put it down. Wait a minute, need some tape. We'll put it down like this. And I'll just try to match my plaids, and then we'll take our last piece. Then I went into my folder because I want to see if I can find a piece that I can possibly use as a little border piece here. And I think that this bee paper is going to work, or the yellow. I think I like the contrast of the yellow, so we're going to go with that. But I saved all of these pieces because I knew that they could make border strips on this project. So we're going to take this piece and I'm just going to cut it on the line here. So it's almost 1 inch. And y'all know what? I was going to use the yellow, but I think I actually like that better, so I'm going with that. So I am going to take my tape, add my tape, and then I'll just take this piece and we're going to place it down right here along the top. And I do think I like that better. I'm going to trim away this piece. Then I'm going to fold it, or train it to fold. So now I can bring in my glue. We're going to go ahead and get those outer pockets nice and stuck like that. So I am just going to make sure my pocket is nice and stuck. Now I want this to be the outside. So I'm cutting my pieces at 3 3/8 by 8 1/2. So now I'm just going to take my pieces and we're going to put them down like this. So I again will use my tape runner. Place the first one down. Put some tape on this one. And y'all, I'm not sharing the brand of tape runner that I'm using because I decided to try some new tape runners, and I'll be honest with you, I am not pleased with this tape runner at all. So at some point, I'll share it with you. I'm waiting to see if the performance improves any. And so there is our outside. There is the inside. Now I'm going to add some decorations. So what I have here is a sticker sheet, and then I have a whole bunch of cut aparts, and that's what I am going to be pulling from. So let me go ahead and just take the cut aparts out. Y'all, I used a tape runner to put mine together, but you can certainly use glue or a glue stick or something like that if you want. So I am just going to find some of my 3 by 4 cut aparts because these are actually too big to fit on the page. So what I want to do is, I know that I'm going to take this one, and just like on the other one, I'm going to put it right here in the middle. Then I'm going to find a couple of cut aparts with cute messaging on them. I think I might put that one there. So I'm just going to go ahead and just take my tape and add some tape to the back. And we're going to place that one right there. Take this one, and we're going to place it right here. As you can see, how you choose to decorate is going to be completely up to you. You might just want to use stickers only, or you might want to use cut aparts, pieces of ephemera, other types. I'm going to put some tape right there. so that I can prop that right there. So then I'm going to take this fun little bee, and I'm just going to put him right there in the middle. Now you can do more if you want, but I'm just going to keep this pretty simple. Then I'm going to flip over. I think that I want this to be my outside. So we're going to place it on like that. So I'm going to take my tape, place some tape on the back. And y'all, with this tape runner, I'm not disappointed with the stick of the tape. I'm disappointed with how poorly the tape dispenses. Right now, I've been losing more than I'm using. So then I'm going to grab some of these little flowers, and I'm going to put one right there. And I'll put one right there. Maybe, just maybe, I'll create a whole little bouquet here at the top. Because what I noticed is I didn't quite center that. So I wanted to try to make it less noticeable to the eye. So I put that there. And y'all, I think that's going to be pretty cute. So then what I did on the other one, and I'm going to do that here as well, I am just going to add a few little things to fill in. When I used to make these, I would leave this blank because I didn't have a whole lot to put down. But now we can get a little bit more creative with it. So I'm going to take this one that says cute as can be, add some tape to the back, and I'm going to put that right there because I'm going to take this little branch with the bee hive on it and just have it anchor that down. And I think as I look at this, I am going to put that one there and this one here. And so there we have it, y'all. We have taken a file folder and we went old school and we turned it into this beautiful tri-fold card. It is absolutely adorable. So we have it this way and then we have it this way. Like I said, you can put cut aparts, you can put handwritten messages, cash, or gift cards, however you choose to use it. Make these for any season, any reason, anyone, and you're going to want to mail it possibly, so let's make that envelope. So I am going to cut my paper at 10 3/4 by 12. And on the 10 3/4 inch side, I am going to score at 1, rotate it to the opposite 10 3/4 inch side, and score at 1. Then we're going to turn it to the 12 inch side. We're going to go ahead and score at 4 and at 8 1/8. And I think I'm going to trim some of this away, so I'm going to trim it down to 10 3/4 by 11 because the fold over flap didn't need to be as wide as it was. So y'all, let's go ahead and fold and burnish our scores. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to free up the center tab here by going to the intersecting point of the score marks and angling in like that. And that frees that tab for me. We're going to do the same thing over here. So we have these two tabs freed on all 4 corners. We are going to angle in at a downward motion to remove the corner pieces. Then I am going to use my scissors to round my ends. If you have a corner rounder, that works great for this as well. I do have a corner rounder, but I'd like to show you guys how to do it if you don't happen to have one. So just take your scissors and round. Now I will use my glue for this because I do like to put my envelopes together with glue. And the widest part of the envelope is the part that we fold up. So we're going to place that glue along the end. And then we just fold up like that. And now we can fold over and we have an envelope. Let's go ahead and take our card and we're going to place it in the envelope. Like this. And you can see that we have a really good fit. It's thick, but it does fit. And y'all, this is mailable within the USPS, but you need to check with your local post office for additional postage that may be required because of the size and possibly the thickness of yours. So I think that this is mighty cute. I'm going to take it out. You can just use some text weight paper that you happen to have in your stash and find some that kind of coordinates with what you're making and make yourself a really beautiful tri-fold card using a file folder. That's right. That's how we used to do it. So I'm going to bring that first one back in. And as some of you are able to see, lately I'm all about the bees, but I'm so ready for spring and I'm so ready for the flowers and the birds and everything. And this just puts me in the mood for that. I love the colors. I love the fun simplicity of it. And I hope you do too. So I hope that you've enjoyed this super easy way to take a file folder and turn it into a tri-fold card. If you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.